Alright guys, what we're going to talk about today is morality. Now I've been dealing with this a lot on the Confronting Ignorance and Religion page and several different people. Okay, morality is not specifically religious in nature. It does not point to there is a God, and I will explain that later in this video. Right now I want to give you two definitions. The first one's going to be moral, the second one's going to be morality. Now, over here, you're going to notice they're going to pop up, and you'll be able to read along with me. So the definition of moral is 1. A, of or relating to principles of right and wrong in behavior, ethical, moral judgment. B, expressing or teaching a conception of right behavior, a moral poem. C, conforming to a standard of right behavior. D, sanctioned by or operative on one's conscious or ethical judgment, a moral obligation. E, capable of right and wrong action, a moral agent. Now, did you hear anything religious in that whatsoever? I didn't. Okay. So let me go down to the second definition it poses. It says, probable though not proved, virtual, a moral certainty. Okay. And the third definition it gives, perceptual or psychological rather than tangible or practical in nature or effect, a moral victory, moral support. Now, in those definitions, did you see one bit about it being God-given? No, I didn't see it either. So, is what I wanted to do is, because I looked up moral, I wanted to look up morality. And you'll see that right over here on the side. And let me just click on that, get it up. Alright. So, morality. It has 4 definitions for it. First one, a moral discourse, statement, or lesson. B, a literary or other imaginative work teaching a moral lesson. Sounds like the Bible, right? 2, A doctrine or system of moral conduct. B, plural, particular moral principles or rules of conduct. Still don't find anything religious in that whatsoever. I mean, I read plenty of books that have great morals in them. Still not seeing it. Third definition, conformity to ideals of right human conduct. Fourth, moral conduct, virtue. So, in this, hold on. Okay. In this, did you see or hear anything religious in nature? No? Neither did I. Now, the biggest problem is objective morality. And there are 3 types of morality that, are floating around out there that people really get a hold of. Objective, subjective, and absolute. Now, first off, I want to tell you that there is no such thing as absolute morality. No matter how much you think there is absolute morality, there isn't. Okay? It's just impossible to have absolute morality. What do you call absolute? I mean, what moral stance can you have that is completely absolute? That is not subjective. Okay? That is not objective. I know. Boggles my mind too. Okay. So, the thing is, and I'm going to a wiki article to point all this out. Alright? Over here you're going to see it again. A Scottish philosopher, W.R. Sorley, presented the following argument. 1. If morality is objective and absolute, God must exist. Why? Okay? Alright, second premise. Morality is objective and absolute. Why? Alright, I'll get into it later. Premise 3, or conclusion. Therefore, God must exist. Now, if you really look at this closely, it's saying that morality is objective and absolute and therefore God must exist is completely and utterly bullshit, because there is nothing that ties morality to religion whatsoever. As we've already defined with morality, it is knowing what right and wrong is. It's really out there. Now, I found this other website, and I'm going to read a part, and it's over here on the side too. Objective morality, that is to say, morality based on reality, instead of subjective beliefs, desires, whims, etc., which would be your subjective morality, is usually claimed to be the province of religion. Now, why? I would think more along the lines that religion is more subjective morality, since they pick and choose what they want out of the Bible as moral. If they really had an objective morality, wouldn't they completely follow the Bible straight on through? Wouldn't they still be committing rape? Wouldn't they still be having incest, slavery, sodomy? You tell me. It's kind of funny the way this all turns out. But, you know, here, watch this video.
God of the Old Testament is arguably the most unpleasant character in all fiction. Jealous and proud of it, a petty, unjust, unforgiving control freak, a vindictive, bloodthirsty ethnic cleanser, a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, infanticidal, genocidal, filicidal, pestilential, megalomaniacal, sadomasochistic, capriciously malevolent bully.
Okay, now as you saw, that video was by the Thinking Atheist. Very great. I'll put it down in the description. Very great web channel, YouTube channel. You've got to see their other videos. They will just make you think. But, like I said, don't take my word for it. Everything you see in here in any of my videos, you can research for yourself using Google. Believe it or not, there is information out there other than a lonely book that has many different versions that all say the same thing and are all completely wrong. But you know, this is common sense, because my whole thing is with morality. Morality is common sense. You were born with it. It's innate. It's in you. It's been in you since you were born. Nobody put it there. Nobody made it. As somebody asked me, well, is morality man-made? No. Morality is a concept created by man to judge things that are right and wrong. Okay? Here's a good example. And I had one person tell me that you can't have objective and subjective moralities at the same time. It's impossible. Okay. So my example that I gave him is his two kids are trapped in a house that's on fire. He goes in, saves the first one. Right there, that's objective morality. You know you have to go and save him, so you do. But before you can even get to the second child, the place becomes unstable, and you have to make a decision, which now becomes subjective morality. You have to make the decision whether to save the child or leave the child there without harming yourself whatsoever. Okay? As you've heard in this whole thing, I did not put absolute morality in anything because there is no such thing as absolute morality. There isn't such an animal. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who tried to say it was there in the first place, but it's not. There is no absolute morality. You know, I guess if you want to say being kind to one another is an absolute morality, that's absolute bullshit. Okay? Because no matter how kind you are, there's always that little bit down below that you may not even like that person whatsoever. You know, but being kind to them is absolute morality. Bullshit. It's not. Get that through your thick skull. Alright? So, you saved the first child. Now you have to use subjective morality to decide whether to harm yourself and save the second child or not. More than likely, you'll not be able to save the child, but if you do, hey, you know, you'll look great and stuff like that in the eyes of the Lord, won't you? You know? I mean, if this ever happened to me, and I went, and nobody knew that I was an atheist whatsoever, and I went into a burning building and saved somebody and came out burned, you know, what's the first thing you think somebody would say? Oh, God blessed him. He saved that child. He saved that person. Oh, he's such a good person. Oh, God blessed him. You know, God will heal him from his burns and stuff. Bullshit. God wasn't there in the first place. If he was, he probably wouldn't have let that person burn. Come on. There's a lot of friggin'... It's very complex. Morality itself is a complex issue. It is a personal issue at that. Because what your morals may not be the same as my morals. Now, we may think about the same thing. We may say there's a child standing in the road, there's a car coming at him. You know, you're on one side of the road, I'm on the other side of the road. We both rush to grab him, okay? But was yours objective or subjective? I don't know, because I don't know what you're thinking, okay? Now, I had to go with the subjective point of view because, let's see, I can save this child and get hit by the car. I cannot save the child and do this and that, but I know it's right to save the child, so I'm going to run out there and grab the child anyways. But it was subjective. I had to think about it because there are many factors involved in this morality issue. So, morality is too complex for anybody to actually put down on paper and describe, because a lot of the morality issues, a lot of people will disagree with. Atheists disagree with atheists. Christians disagree with Christians. Muslims disagree with Muslims. Buddhists disagree with Buddhists. Nobody has the same state of mind. If we did, we'd all be fucked. Okay? So with morality, it's just basic common fucking sense. Your 10 Commandments aren't moral guidelines. They're common sense fucking guidelines. And the first 3 don't even pertain to you. They pertain to God and his fucking egomaniacal self. Ugh. So, with that, I'm going to end the video. It's already too long as it is. But I hope for once you will think, instead of just read your fucking Bible and say, hey, this is moral, when most of the fucking book is immoral. How can your God exist because of objective morality when your religion is the most subjective in the world, besides Islam? But I don't get into that because I don't have a problem with them right now. When I do, I'll make a video about them. But until then, take your subjective religion, shove it up your ass, and learn that morality never came from God in the first place, and it does not prove that God exists. Period. Check you guys later.